Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ellison Cruz, and I'd like to welcome you back for some more Professor Layton and the Curious Village. We just finished up Chapter 1, so let's get started by heading inside the Reinhold Manor and discussing the details of the inheritance to Miss Lady Dahlia. So who do we have here? Matthew, welcome to the Reinhold Manor. Thank you for coming. I am Matthew, the butler and faithful servant. Everyone is waiting upstairs for you. Believe it or not, people know who you are around here. So, he's got a message from Lady Dahlia, even though she's upstairs. Please do not be taken aback. She has the strangest sense of propriety sometimes, and probably 95% of the time you see her. Yeah, she's kind of a crazy one. So she wants to make us solve a puzzle while she's in the next room, and is basically just telling us this is how you move things. Every so often you can rotate them on the sides. Kind of useless for this particular one, but just keep that in mind for later. That we've got ourselves, starting off the video, puzzle number 9, One Poor Pooch, or 35 picarats, which is very good for us. The matches below are arranged in the shape of a dog. The poor little guy was just minding his own business when a car came barreling down the road and ran him over. Move 2 matches to change the picture so that it shows the dog after the incident. All puzzles are a matter of perspective, so don't assume that you'll be looking at the dog from the side. Yes, this is kind of an obvious one, but for some reason, the first time I tried this, I thought it was much more complicated than just moving 2 of them just like that in a very oblique position. And you've got it solved right there. He goes splatted because we're looking from above, as opposed from the side this time.
There we go.
Yes. So with that... Aha! We figured out how the dog looked after he was dead.
The key to success.
You got that right, Mr. Layton. And so, the car flattened the poor dog. Let this be a lesson to be aware of your surroundings when driving. Yes, because a game released in 2007 on the Nintendo DS should be the perfect PSA for all young children playing this. Alright, so to apologize on behalf of the Lady Dahlia, she is kind of insane. So we've got One Poor Pooch now in our puzzle index, which is good for us. However, now can be time to find some hint coins. Not that we particularly need them, and not that it does anything when we beat the game. If you don't use any single one and you get a perfect score, that has no bearing on the end of the game whatsoever. It's just kind of one of those things where it's nice to have, just in case. But with that being said and done, let's take a look at these portraits, shall we? Very interesting set. Put it off yonder. Professor, look at these paintings on the wall here. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that voice. Oh my. Huh. It's a very nice portrait, isn't it? I bet that's the late Baron Reinhold pictured there. Yeah, you don't say. But what about this one, Professor? Could you use... He used... I'm not even gonna bother. The 2 portraits are next to each other, so they're likely family. She's most likely the daughter. Oh my god! Screw puberty, he just... aged 60 years in an instant. I said puberty really stupid. So this is Flora, and he's gonna ask something really strange here. Just because we looked at the picture, he wants us to take part of the old frame with it, and an aspect of this game I haven't really got into yet are the painting scraps we'll be collecting. It's basically puzzle pieces that we can put together over the course of the game, and I will be taking note of this later on as it becomes more relevant because we've only got the single piece right now. So it is a piece of the old painting. How interesting, except my eyes completely say otherwise. So with that being said and done, before we head upstairs, actually, does he say anything before, or is he just going to make us skedaddle up on our own? Please make you... Okay, of course he's going to do that. But before we head upstairs, this room actually houses a second secret. Or puzzle, I should say. And this is kind of an unusual one. Kind of another really easy one. The Baron must have been quite the avid reader, much like I was when I was a child. It's important to keep your mind sharp, Luke. Why don't you give this puzzle a go? And he's like, I really don't want to. Can we just talk to the lady? But puzzle number 10, alphabet, worth 30 picarats, and even though that's kind of a high number, it says, alright, here's a quick and easy one. This one should be absolutely no problem to anyone whatsoever. The first letter of the alphabet is A, and the letter B comes after the letter A. However, the letter you need to worry about is the last one. What's the last letter of the alphabet? Here's a hint. It isn't Z. It's like, God, by the time I got done reading this, I kind of wanted to do the Nick Cage A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. Okay.
How does this sound?
Yeah. Nobody can make saying the alphabet look so awesome. Like, I'll have to hand it to Nick Cage on that one. But yes, very obviously, the last letter in the alphabet is the letter T. It's like, oh, did you get that one? That's the oldest one in the book, aside from the other ones that are the older ones in the book. Yes, it has prepared for tackling more difficult puzzles. Luke's just like, yeah, I learned that when I was like 5 years old. So with that being said and done, I think that's it for this area. Let's go head upstairs and deal with one of the more obnoxious characters in this entire game.
Oh? Oh, you must be Professor Layton, I presume. It's an honor to make your acquaintance.
Oh, no. The pleasure's all mine.
Oh, no!
Luke!
Claudia, darling! Come back, sweetie!
Uh-oh. Plot twist? Honestly, why am I consistently surrounded by incompetence? This is a disaster. He's like, dude, it's just a cat. I'm sure he can't get out as long as you have security in this place. My dear sweet baby, my Claudia. Okay, so we have Claudia and Dahlia. It's like, okay, how much more? Never mind. My little honeykins, my smoochy pie. Matthew. So she's gonna be calling her servant. We got a bunch of people in here, so let's go talk to Matthew so we can actually start the second chapter. Despite the first one having ended in the last part, doesn't mean the second one started this time. What in the world happened? My little Claudia got scared and ran off. Did you say I got out of the room? I'm sorry, ma'am, but these feeble eyes no longer see the most irritating little blurred. Yes, you're just useless. Oh my god, this lady's a bitch, man. Like, really, she's like being snobby for the inheritance as well as all these other people due to the fact that, you know, Mr. Reinhold died. So, yeah. I love how, okay, hold on, you stood there and let her escape. I love Professor Layton. Well, she is a cat. They are animals, after all, and animals must run about from time to time. You fool, she is not just a cat. She has a name, and that name is Claudia Reinhold. She's a delicate flower when she's a mess when I'm not close to comfort her. It's like, oh, God. Can we please just save this cat? We probably won't do it in this part, actually, because this is going a little bit longer than I thought it was. This little inheritance problem of yours. It's like, that can wait. The money can wait, because the more pressing concern is that the cat has got out of the house. I repeat, Claudia has left the building. So, of course, now our responsibility. Sending the professor off to find a silly cat. The nerve. Who do you think you are? He's like, don't worry about it, you know, I'm just a master genius. I'm also a cat wrangler in my spare time, so no big deal. Excuse us, we have a cat to track down. Alright, so we have the cat napper, Professor Layton, on the case. My Claudia is such a delicate flower. She said it like 6 times. Ooh, and we got the loud noise, which is the cause of Claudia running off. It's like, God, you think she hadn't done it. So, with that, we start with Chapter 2, The Fugitive Feline. Alright, so we have to go search St. Mystere in order to find the cat, unfortunately, and there's many things to do in this room, except we'll be coming back here a few times. But if we talk to Lady, I think she just gets mad at us for here. Yeah, go find her! Yeah, alright. Well, oops, didn't want to talk to him. Okay, well, I guess, Dahlia says, fond of that cat, assuming you're the famous Professor Layton. My name is Gordon. I am one of the people who originally requested your services. Because, of course, he's a snobby rich man that also wants the money as well. Oh, excuse me, just best to do as Lady Dahlia says before she goes PMS all over our faces. Alright, so there's a coin right there, and... No! That's the second time I clicked on him without wanting to, because he does nothing here. Why are you still here? Do us a favor and find that cat! Okay, we get it. We gotta find the cat to find the money. There it is, a hint coin, and last but not least, there we go. Alright, so there is one puzzle in this room we can indulge ourselves with, and it's with Mr. Smarmy Pants, ladies and gentlemen.
My name's Simon. I'm Baron Reinhold's nephew. My father is the little brother of Gordon there.
Yeah, of course, he's gonna be like,
He was until he kicked the bucket, as they say. But I digress. So yeah, the thing...
Yeah, he's gonna give us a really dumb thing. Now, this is kind of funny what he says here. Never mind that. Take it you wouldn't mind if I throw a puzzle your way.
It shouldn't prove difficult for a man of your ability. If you're as good as they say, this shouldn't amount to much more than a distraction.
Well, we are already as good as we say, so this is nothing more than a distraction. But we've got puzzle number 11, Arc and Line, and this one is actually fairly easy. As shown in the diagram below, you have 1/4 of a circle. Within the circle is rectangle ABCD, which touches the edge of the circle at point D. Now, assuming that point B is located at the center of the circle, along this diagonal line AC. well, for anybody who still happens to be in school at this point, you'll notice this is actually a right triangle, which means that angles A and C are both equal, and that the radius from B to the edge of the circle is exactly 10 inches. So that's good for us to remember because, well, that's the answer. And so we can go ahead and take a look here because this is I can't even think of the term for it right now, but the angle from AC will be equal to BD. Okay, I wasn't sure what letter that was because my stupid writing is covering it up. So that's BD, which means that we're looking for a point B that is located... Okay, so AC is obviously the same as the radius, so... I don't know, there's really no need for me to show any more work because that's something you could easily just look at and you would know the answer to, so I'm sorry. It just comes a point where geometry is just... Yeah. But with that, we got the right answer. We're doing 4th grade level stuff. So we got all the picarats. Very good for us. So, righto, the diagonal line AC is the exact same length as diagonal line BD. BD is the same length as the radius of the circle, so once you figure that out, the only thing left to do is add 5 and 5. Thank you very much, game.
Oh, it appears you're the real deal, Professor. I apologize for doubting you there. It seems you've quite the mind for puzzles and math.
But how unfortunate. You just waste your time on these ridiculous cat chases. It's like, yeah, kind of sucks. They happen all the time.
Lady Dahlia causes the biggest fuss. Don't even bother trying to talk her down.
Yeah, we already know. We're pretty much hell-bent on finding that cat anyways. So yes, of course, because, you know, having the mental capacity of a genius, of course, equates to finding cats with no problem. I guess we could use our deductive reasoning pretty well there. So let's take a look at our journal entry, Chasing Claudia. Thunderous noise rang out during my conversation. So we also have another mystery here, and that mystery would be that of the noise. So we'll be able to find that out here pretty soon, but what could the source of the noise be? I don't know. Let's just get out of here, though, because there's nothing really much else for us to do in this area. And I think, we've been recording for a little bit over 10 minutes, so I'm not exactly sure how much more I'm going to go. Maybe we'll go 20. I'm terribly sorry, Professor. I will personally search the grounds. Would you mind? Okay, sure. He's like, why not? I'm a professor. Of course I'm being completely overutilized in this fashion. Let's get out of here, shall we? So, let's go ahead and... Oh, there's Claudia right there. That wasn't hard at all. Get here. Get over here. The little pussycat. Professor, there she is. Look at the cat, like deer in the headlights. Oh, there she goes. Again. Drat, she ran off. We can't stop now. Let's give chase, Luke. Very nice. So, of course, we'll do that, but wait. Blast, that burns. Looks like the engine blew out. So this is Saint Mystere, huh? The famed stomping ground of the late Baron Augustus Reinhold. I wonder what kind of tricks the old coot set up in this village before he shuffled off. Oh, Layton, you ridiculous dandy. Just you wait. All the treasure you seek will be mine. Yeah, we get it. You're a nefarious villain, and you are the cause of that noise. So let's go find Claudia, shall we? We can do that by heading backwards. And I do believe we can speak to Mr. Ramon here, Mr. Fabulous Ramon, with the purple-black lips. It's you, Mr. How do you forget such a fabulous face like this? Ooh, I am Mr. Ramon. All right, so Lady Dahlia's clap slipped out of the house once again. Do you mean dear Claudia? Oh, we know. She's probably just going to the usual place, you know, every time she runs away. If that's the case, sure wish she'd bothered to catch her before she ran away. And risk being reprimanded by the lady herself. Yeah, whatever. But upon speaking to Ramon, we can actually touch the boat and get ourselves a nice little mission quiz here. Huh? Oh, look, there's a hole in that boat there. Professor, that reminds me. Have you heard the one about the sinking ship? It's a real knee slapper. Now, we've got ourselves... Puzzle number 13, sinking ship. 30 picarats, this one's a little complicated. SOS, 15 people are trapped aboard a ship that's going to sink in exactly 20 minutes. Their only chance for survival is the 5-person life raft stowed on their vessel. To make matters worse, the waters around the ship are teeming with man-eating sharks, so swimming to safety is out of the question. A round trip to the nearest island and back to the boat takes 9 minutes on the raft, which means that with 5 people that can fit on a raft, as well as the fact that there's 20 minutes total, and there's also, 15 people here, right? Yeah, 15 people on the ship. So, with all of these here, we have to kind of deduce how many times one round trip to get to the island takes 9 minutes. And so you're going to have to take into consideration that we're going to take 3 trips, because we'll take the 2 full trips, and then on the third one, we will still be in the water by the time the ship fully goes down. So you have 5 people on the raft. Now, this is where it threw me off. We have to take 1 off for each one on the sheer notion that there has to be a driver of the raft, which means we'll ultimately be led up with 3 trips, bringing 13 people total, because there's going to be 1 person driving the raft each time, and that's the thing that tripped me up the first time. Otherwise, you'd think, well, maybe you could just, get all of them on that single trip, but you can't, unfortunately. So our answer is 13, and that should hopefully be it.
Here's my answer.
What do you got? Good job. Good job, Mr. Layton. I knew you had it in you.
Critical thinking is the key to success.
You got that right. Wow, it's been a while since we did a puzzle. Nicely done. A moment of silence for the 2 who didn't make it, please. Yeah, unfortunately, they'd be swimming with the fishes. Fantastic. Well, not really. Wow, great answer, Professor. It took me 5 times as long to get that one. It's not that hard. Just, you don't think about the 1 person. So this is puzzle 13. We skipped number 12. That's because we can't get to it quite yet. So you guys will see what I mean by that later. There's a couple we're going to be skipping here. And so, oh my god, look at him. He's just standing there at the wall once again. We're just staring at it. He's gone senile. Yous need something? Yous do's, don't yous? Yep, I can see it in his face. An open book is what yous are. Okay, we get it. You're an Italian mobster and you're well past your prime. So, of course, we're going to ask this guy for the cat. The fluffy white killer, yeah? Alright, so she ran to the town square. I see, thank you. Think nothing of it, buddy. If all your questions were that easy to answer. Alright, I'll be off to stare at the wall now. Who would have thought he turned out to be such a nice guy? Yes, this is why you don't typecast people before talking to them. Yes, we'll head to the town square, but first, there it is. Yup, alright, now we get to look behind blue door number 1. Do you see it? The blue door over there appears to be open a crack. Care to take a look inside? It's like, are you really just questioning our observational senses? Thank you, Mr. Layton. He's like, do you see it? It's right over there. But I would like you to take a notice of this fine-looking chair. Probably the crappiest one you've ever seen in the world, but there's something I find very charming about this chair. Nice one, Layton. I'm really with you on that one. So we've got ourselves another puzzle here, kind of concerning ourselves. Number 14. Which chair? A new multi-purpose event hall has been built in the center of your town. It will be used for everything from concerts to sporting events to conventions. With the hall complete, it's time to order the chairs. 5 chair designs labeled A through E are being considered, but of all the designs, only 1 chair is completely suitable for the auditorium. So this one you kind of just have to use your best guesses which of these would be better suitable for both storage and practical applications, and that one is obviously E for being, the best one. E for Ellison, so let's go with it. And because it'll explain here in just a minute.
Here's my guess.
All right, you got it? Good job, Luke. You're amazing. Correct.
I did it.
You did it. He is so excited about that. That's right. Of all the designs, only E can be stacked upon itself. In a hall like the one described, each event requires a different number of seats, and thus a change in seating arrangement. The storability of E makes it the best chair for the job. You got that right. Well done. I suppose this puzzle was too easy for you, my boy. So and we found a painting scrap from that. Okay. Well, thanks for that, I guess. And we got the witch chair added to our puzzle index, so that's always fun. Anytime we want to do that super easy puzzle again, we can. Alright, and everything in here is caked in dust. That would seem very suspicious, actually. See, like this bakery area or whatever, this general store. Now, there's actually one item here that we need to be making an address of, that we need to address. I was gonna say make a note, but look here, my boy. This extinguished candle reminded me of a simply wonderful puzzle. One that stumped me for whatever reason until the very end, where I was like, seriously? So puzzle number 15, how many are left? And this one is 10 candles stand burning in a dining room. A strong breeze blows in through an open window and extinguishes 2 of them. Checking back in on the candles later, you see that 1 more candle has gone out. To make sure no more flames go out, you shut the window. Assuming the wind doesn't extinguish any more candles, how many candles do you have left in the end? And this is kind of one of those puzzles where it kind of tricks you. And I don't like it, but it's kind of cool. So, we have, out of all of these, at the end of the day, 3 candles were blown out. So these 3 were blown out, and these other 7 were left alive. Now, you can just say, yeah, 7, that's how many candles were left burning if nothing else was ever extinguished, but that is not the case because the key words in the sentence are "in the end," which means that if the 3 candles were not still burning, thank you game, if the 3 candles still weren't burning, then they would still be there as the other ones melted, and it's just ridiculous. I felt gypped when I learned that. But it was also my fault, so I just felt like it should have been worth more than 10. That's correct. The 7 candles that managed to stay lit will melt down completely. The only candles that remain in the end are the 3 that are extinguished by the wind, and therefore stay intact. Because obviously nothing else could have happened to them. There's no such thing as wax degradation or any of that. Excellent work, my boy! Sometimes it's important to consider the obvious, except that wasn't super obvious. Delving too deep into the implied can cause misconceptions. You got that right, man. Okay, well, we're closing in on 20 minutes here, so I'm going to actually go ahead and end it off here. Ladies and gentlemen, next time on Professor Layton, will we find Claudia, or will we not? Find out next time. Hope to see you guys there. But wait, there's more. There's actually a hidden puzzle in this room that I missed, and you want to make sure you go back and grab this before you end off the 2nd chapter, otherwise you can't get it until a little bit later, and I just wanted to make note of this because I collected the rest upon this, so this puzzle won't appear as completed until roughly 2 videos in advance, which is where I noticed it. So we've got ourselves puzzle number 110, the Vanishing Cube, and this is the first of the hidden puzzles we can go and find throughout the course of the area. On the table below are 4 cubes made up of matches. Can you change 4 cubes to 3 by moving a single match? Now, this is kind of a 3-dimensional image, and it's not particularly difficult, but it kind of threw me off at first. You can go and try any manner of, directions you want, but the thing that threw me off is the fact that when you pick this up and you rotate, I said rotate it from the sides, it counts as a single move, which is really weird, and I thought that a rotation meant that it couldn't also be counted. But with that, alright, very nice. We collected ourselves an additional 20 picarats, and brilliance. Moving a single matchstick completely changes your perspective on the shape. Was it difficult thinking about things in 3D? Not particularly, but this puzzle will not reflect in our picarats nor our completed puzzles until we get to the 3rd chapter, so I apologize for that in advance. Piece of cake. Yeah, if only we could have caught that before anything else. So, that's that. Talk to you guys in the next part.